MiniMax H3 just got even more powerful! You are not ready!
Hello humans, my name is ComfyUI and this is a small video update for my latest MiniMax H3 video. Because in my last video, I showcased the absolute beast of a model that is MiniMax H3, which is simply the king of video AI model right now, with its insane quality and versatility, and now it just got even better. Because we are discovering and creating new additions for that amazing model every single day. And I'm gonna show you some of that today. So that being said, sit back, relax, and let's go. So if you haven't watched the previous video, definitely do, or else you won't understand the rest of this video. Now once again, if you want to download and install all the MiniMax models and nodes, you can either use the local installer that is available for my Patreon supporters, or rent a GPU on a website like RunPod and use my RunPod installer. Because once you have everything installed, for this video I prepared a special MiniMax Ultra workflow that you're gonna download and then drop it inside ComfyUI. And there you go. And now we can have some fun. Now as you can see, this is my version 2 update workflow for MiniMax H3. Now in this video I'm not gonna go into details of what MiniMax H3 can do. I think you already know what it can do. In this video I will simply showcase all the newest additions to this workflow because there are a lot of really cool stuff. Now this video was supposed to be a little bit longer with a lot more additions, but I decided to cut that video in half and leave a few things for the version 3 workflow instead. So that being said, let's start with the very first addition to this workflow, and that is simply a live preview window. Now before, when you were generating a video, you would only see the results at the end, and then you would decide if you liked the results or not. But with this small addition, you can now see the progress of your video generation in real time. So like for example, if I write my prompt, and now if I click run, you see as the video is being generated, we go from a weird like noise pattern to something that is way more clear with way more movement, and as time goes on, the video gets more and more precise. And in the end we get something like this.
Oh yeah!
So yeah, I mean, pretty cool video, pretty cool generation. Now to be honest, I don't really use this live preview that much, but since so many people have asked for it, well, now here it is. So there you go. Okay, so the next addition to my previous workflows that was added to both image to video and references to video is the brand new MiniMax H3 Media Loader, where before in the V1 version you would have to use normal image and video and audio loaders that you could add yourself manually to the reference to video node. This time you don't need to do anything because the media loader already does all of that for you. And the way it works is very easy. Here you have a section that is only for pictures, here you have a section only for videos, and here you have a section only for audios. And the way it works is exactly the same as before, except that this time you only have one single media loader node for you to use. Just click on the picture or drag and drop it inside that area, or you can even add another one, up to 9 pictures if you want, then write your prompt and then click run. And in the end we get something like this. So yeah, there you go, pretty cool. Once again, the fantastic H3 media loader is really, well, fantastic. It is very easy to use, it's very practical. So instead of always having like different nodes to load different references like pictures and videos and audio, everything is centered in one single node. And that is really cool. So also one last addition, or more like small upgrade. Here we are using the special MiniMax Turbo version, meaning that we are using the special MiniMax H3 Turbo LoRA, and although in version 1 we were using this 4-step CKPT 500 ComfyUI pruned LoRa, which was basically kind of like the first Turbo LoRa that was released, right now in version 2 we are actually using the version 4 step 600 EMA pruned ComfyUI Turbo LoRa. I have done a lot of testing and I think that this is the one that I believe gives the best results. However, I'm gonna tell you that if you can, I would actually suggest not using any Turbo LoRa at all. So if you want like the best quality possible, I highly recommend not using Turbo LoRas at all. Unfortunately, there are no Turbo LoRa that can really compete with the normal version of the model, or at least right now. Oh, and also if you are using the Turbo LoRA, do not forget to disable the speed up node or else it's not gonna work as well. Oh, and also one last thing, one thing that some people have discovered is that for the references to video workflow, usually you use the reference to video model, which, you know, works fairly well. However, some people, and me included, have noticed that using the normal MiniMax H3 model that you use for text to video or image to video with the references to video workflow could actually sometimes give you even better results. Now, definitely don't take my word for it, try it out yourself, because sometimes it does work, you do get like better results, but sometimes the subject is better rendered using the reference model, especially when you have different references types like image, video, and audio. So you should definitely try yourself and see if you like the results. So like for example, like with this video was made with the normal reference video workflow, which looked like this. You know, pretty good, but there are some, you know, artifacts during the generation. And this is the same video, same exact parameters, but this time generated with the normal model. And it looks like this. So as you can see, even though there are some artifacts during the generation, they are not as bad as the ones generated with the reference video model. So yeah, I mean, once again, kind of try it out yourself and see which model you prefer. Okay, so enough talking about the old, let's talk about the brand new additions to this version 2 workflow. And one of the very first additions, and yes, you can read that right, that is indeed image editing. Now the thing is that MiniMax H3 can actually, just like 2.1 and 2.2, be used to generate images. However, to be honest, I don't really see the point, since you already have a model like Krea 2 that is much faster, much easier to train, and generates better quality. So generating images with MiniMax is really not that interesting. However, what MiniMax H3 can also do is edit videos. And if MiniMax H3 can edit videos, it can of course also edit images. And this is what this special image editing workflow does. So once again, very easy to use. For example, if I upload an image right there, so let's say that I upload this image, then I'm gonna write my prompt, and now if I click run, very quickly, MiniMax is gonna take our image and then make the edit. So like for example, like this is the before and this is the after. And the quality is actually pretty good. Not perfect, but very comparable to an actual real image edit model. However, of course, if you have already used an image editing model before, you know that the most interesting part is not to edit one single image, is to use multiple references together to create a new image. And well, MiniMax can do it too. If, for example, I upload these 3 images of Jolene, Jotaro, and some random vampire I generated before, and I enable like manual resolution so that I make like a 1080p image, then I'm gonna write my prompt and then click run. MiniMax is gonna take all of these images and just like an edit model, it's gonna put them together and we get something like this. So, you know, not bad. Not perfect, especially because once again, like MiniMax is not really made to edit images, and yet it still managed to take 3 different images and then mix them together to create something like this. Now the problem is that you kinda need to be very precise with your prompting, because MiniMax has a very particular prompting style, but I can tell you that if you know how to prompt for it correctly, you'll be able to generate some absolutely amazing images. And yes, also images in the same thing that you are thinking about, because yes, MiniMax can do that too. Oh, and once again, here I'm using the Turbo LoRA, but you can of course like not use it and get even better results. So obviously all of that is kinda up to you. Okay, and then finally, the latest addition to my version 2 workflow is the MiniMax H3 director. If you already used my LTX 2.3 director video, you already have seen this node before, because it was indeed inspired by that same node, except that instead of having this in LTX, you have this with MiniMax H3 instead. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, once again, I highly recommend that you watch this video because it will make the understanding of this node much easier for you because it works the exact same way. You have here like your timeline that you can scrub and edit with elements in the middle that you can make smaller or bigger or shorter. Here you have your parameters like your resolution, the frame rate, the duration. If you change that to something like 5, then press enter, you will see that the timeline will change as well to fit the new duration. Then here you have all the buttons that allows you to add images, add text, add audio, video, reference video, and a toggle between the normal model and the special reference model. So here you got the segment prompt. This is the prompt that you input for each section. So if you have like this section right there and you can add like another one, like an image like this, for example, well, if you select that image or that section, here you're gonna have to create a new prompt for that segment. Here you have the global prompt. This is basically what happens throughout the video, and you can input the rules for that entire video as well. Here, under overall soundscape, well, kinda like it says, this is the ambience and physical sounds that you can hear throughout the video. Then the non-diegetic music, you can either write an A if you don't want any music, or you can write some instrumentation, some special music that you want to add to the scene. And what's really cool, once again, with this MiniMax director is that this time you have the control over the duration of each and every scene. So if you want the scene to last longer, you can increase that. If you want to last it less, you can decrease that, etc, etc. And you can add multiple segments on the left, on the right, and see what kind of results you get. So like for example, let's say that I want to make something very simple with a very precise timing between 3 different scenes. I can just do it like that. For the prompts, or basically just use ChatGPT to make the prompts for me. And now, if I click run, so that in the end we get something like this. So yeah, I mean, really super cool. As you can see, we have the same person, you know, the same character, but this time with 3 different segments and 3 different cuts, exactly like I inputted right there. And this is why it's so cool to have like this kind of MiniMax H3 director node, because you have so much more control over the timing of the scene, so much more control over the generation, and it is also just, you know, much more easier to use than simply having to type some very specific video timestamps. Doing like this manually is so much easier. Oh, and also what's so cool with this workflow is that right here you have a bunch of areas that you can use where you can input a reference image and then use that throughout the entire video. So like for example, instead of having like this very generic warrior, you can just input your character right there, then like describe it, give him a name like old warrior, for example. And then for each segment, to make sure that it uses the correct character, you need to input the mention at ref1 each time that you want to reference the character in section 1. And same thing if you want to have like reference 2, reference 3, 4 and more. Also do not forget to enable the reference model on, and now you can click run. So that in the end we get something like this. So yeah, there you go. As you can see, very similar style and very similar timing to the video that we made before, but this time we have our own custom character doing the motion with the timing that we chose right there in the timeline. So yeah, I mean, it's, what do you want me to say? It's really, really good. So yeah, I mean, once again, if you use like the LTX 2.3 director, this node is pretty much exactly the same. Now, I know that there are a lot of different directors already available. Some are better than the other. I'm not claiming that this one is the best, but I think that from what I've seen as of right now, this is probably the easiest one to use. Now, I'm not saying that I will keep this one for the version 3 of the updated workflow, but for now, I think this one is probably the one that I would keep using. Oh, and one last thing before I finish the video, you might have seen that we actually got also the release this week of LTX 2.5, which I decided not to make its own dedicated video because, well, it's basically LTX 2.3, but maybe slightly better and a little bit faster. So to be honest, nothing groundbreaking, especially after we got the release of MiniMax H3. So there are barely any reason to use LTX 2.5 right now, except for one little thing, which is something that I still use to this day, and that is the video enhancer upscaler, because I still believe that LTX 2.5 is the best model to upscale videos made with MiniMax. So let's say that you have generated this video with MiniMax and you want to upscale it to a higher resolution. Well, you can simply come here, upload the video right there, choose a high resolution like 1080p for example, which is inputted by default. And now if you click run, it will actually take our video, then upscale it and enhance it at the same exact time using the newest LTX 2.5 model. We are not changing anything in the audio, we are just upscaling and making the video portion even better. So that in the end, we go from this to something like this. As you can see, there is really a huge difference in quality and resolution between the two videos. And although of course it's not perfect, for some videos it can actually have a huge difference and huge impact. So yeah, there we go. This has been my quick video update for my MiniMax H3 Ultra Workflow version 2. Like once again, MiniMax is really just an absolutely amazing model. It is an absolute unit. I'm sure that most of you who are watching this video already know. It is by far the best video model that we have right now. And with this new workflow update and newest additions, you have even more possibilities to create amazing generations with the MiniMax H3 model. Now once again, it is a very small update. A bigger update will come in the version 3 whenever that video gets released, but for now, definitely try this out yourself and have some fun.
Cheater.
Honey, no, wait!
And there we have it folks, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you also so much to my Patreon supporters for supporting my videos, you guys are absolutely awesome. You people are the reason why I'm able to make these videos, so thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time, bye bye.